Now, I know I joke around a lot, and I try to tell you guys a lot of things on my little Instagram post.
Darrell Sheets, the former Storage Wars star, passed away on April 22.
Zoe asked me to go down to the store and pick up some milk and bread and like 20 bucks worth of stuff.
2026, at the age of 67, and now, his final social media post is going viral for a reason no one expected when it was first uploaded. Because when people saw it the first time, it felt like just another update. Now it feels like something else entirely. In the post, Darrell appears exactly the way fans remember him, confident, upbeat, and full of that familiar energy that made him one of the most recognizable faces on reality television. There's no dramatic message, no emotional farewell, no indication that anything was wrong. Instead, the tone is positive, forward-looking, even excited. And that's exactly what's making people stop. Because knowing what happened just hours later, that same post feels almost impossible to process. Darrell Sheets built his reputation on taking risks. On Storage Wars, he was known as the gambler, the man who would bet big on storage units that others walked away from and somehow turn those risks into unforgettable wins. Over the years, he became more than just a cast member, he became a personality people felt like they knew. Loud, bold, unpredictable, but also real. And that's why this final post feels so personal to so many people. Because it doesn't feel like a public statement. It feels like a normal moment in someone's life. According to those who have revisited the post, what stands out the most isn't just what he said, it's how he said it. The wording is calm, the energy is steady. There's a sense of someone who is engaged with life, focused on what's ahead, and completely present in the moment. There is no visible weight in his words. No sign of struggle. No hint that this would be the last message he would ever share with the world. And that's where the conversation begins to shift. Because people aren't just reading the post anymore, they're analyzing it. They're looking at every word, every detail, every tone, trying to understand something that, in reality, may not be visible at all. Some are focusing on how normal it sounds. Others are pointing out how optimistic it feels. And many are simply asking the same question. How can something so ordinary become something so final? This is the part that makes the story difficult to sit with. We are used to believing that the end of a story looks different, that there are signs, changes in behavior, moments that signal something is wrong, but Darrell's final post doesn't fit that expectation. It doesn't prepare you. It doesn't warn you. It just exists. And then everything changes. In the hours following his passing, that post quickly began circulating across platforms. Fans shared it, commented on it, and returned to it again and again, not because it explained anything, but because it didn't. Because sometimes, the absence of an explanation is what makes something feel even heavier. Darrell Sheets had already lived a life that many people would describe as full. From his early days building a business to becoming a television personality known across the country, he had experienced both success and challenge. He had faced serious health issues in the past, including a heart condition that once forced him to step back and reconsider his lifestyle. And yet in that final post, none of that is visible. What people see instead is a man who appears to be moving forward. A man who still has plans. A man who still has energy. Following his passing, conversations have also turned toward the pressures that exist beyond what we see publicly. Some have mentioned the impact of online criticism and negativity, suggesting that even strong personalities are not immune to the effects of constant judgment. It's a reminder that the version of someone we see, whether on television or on social media, is never the full story. There is always more happening beneath the surface. And maybe that's why this post is resonating the way it is. Because it forces people to confront something uncomfortable but real. That a person can appear completely fine and still be going through something no one else can see. That a normal moment can become a final one without warning. That not every story gives you the chance to understand it before it ends. When people look back at Darrell Sheets now, they remember the risks he took, the personality he brought to every episode, and the way he made ordinary moments feel exciting. They remember the laughter, the unpredictability, and the presence he carried both on and off screen. But alongside those memories, there is now one more thing. A final post. A simple moment. A message that wasn't meant to be a goodbye, but became one. If there is something to take from this, it's not just the story itself, it's what the story reveals. About how we see people, about how much we assume we understand, and about how important it is to look beyond the surface, even when everything seems normal. Darrell Sheets may be gone, but the impact he left behind continues to live on, not just through the show that made him famous, but through the conversations his story is now starting. Because sometimes the moments we overlook become the ones we never forget. Rest in peace, Darrell Sheets. August 13, 1958, April 22, 2026. And if this story made you pause, even for a second, take that feeling seriously. Reach out to someone. Check in. Because not every final message sounds like a goodbye.